Amidst the profound and silent challenges we face on our journey, a constant and serene presence never abandons us. The protection of angels, especially Archangel Michael's immense strength. He watches over us, not because we deserve it for our actions, but because our essence carries an unshakable light that transcends any difficulty we have faced. His luminous eyes witness every hidden tear, every silent night when we bear our pain alone, and every moment when we choose to maintain our faith and courage despite being broken inside. This protection is a divine seal that imposes invisible limits on the shadows trying to approach us. The healing you seek has already begun, even if you cannot yet see it in your daily life. The peace that seems so distant already dwells in your heart, pulsing gently with each beat. This peace is not a promise for the future, but a reality and a right that has never been taken away from you. The time of silent suffering is coming to an end, because heavenly forces are aligning to reveal the truths your soul senses, but your mind ignores. Your wise and sensitive intuition is a bridge between your spirit and the divine. It is capable of picking up energies and signals that escape rational understanding. Perhaps you have experienced inexplicable discomfort, waves of anguish that seem to come out of nowhere, or an uncomfortable feeling when you hear a name or distant laughter that excludes you. These perceptions are like whispers from angels, delicate warnings to protect you before evil can fully manifest itself. What has been hidden for a long time will begin to emerge, not as a blow, but as a release. Those who laughed in your absence and betrayed your trust will face the consequences of their actions, not out of blind justice, but because the energy of truth always restores balance. Archangel Michael is the executor of this divine justice. Under his light, the masks will fall and expose what has been hidden. You are no longer stuck in the same frequency as those who live in the shadows. A greater energy has repositioned your soul, aligning you spiritually and elevating you above silent betrayals. The silence you felt around you and the distance that felt like abandonment were all part of a sacred protective plan, a refuge where your essence was preserved for true rebirth. Every tear shed in secret, every prayer whispered when no one could hear, and every pain muffled by the fear of what others might think was seen and recorded by heaven. The loneliness imposed by betrayal was not a punishment, but an invitation to awaken your inner strength and original brilliance. Now, as you feel this deep presence, know that you are being enveloped by an invisible shield of light, a field of energy that does not allow the shadows to approach. You may feel the weight of injustice, the frustration of offering love and receiving crumbs in return, and the doubt about your worth in the eyes of those who turned their backs on you. But know that these feelings are part of the transformation and clarification process taking place within you. This spiritual passage is not about punishment, but liberation. Compassion will sustain you on your journey from here on out. In the meantime, accept your sensitivity as an extraordinary gift, not a weakness. Your ability to perceive what lies behind the words and gestures of others, and your direct connection to spiritual truth, are powerful tools that will allow you to not only survive, but also flourish in the midst of storms. Before moving on, I ask that you write this mantra in the comments to strengthen your aura and the presence of Archangel Michael in your life. No evil can reach me, for I am protected by the light of the angels. Let this affirmation echo like a shield in your heart, strengthening your resistance against negative energy. Continue this inner journey with me. What comes next will deepen your connection with this protective light and reveal more signs that the universe is preparing your liberation. Invisible forces are working in your favor, manifesting in ways you cannot yet fully perceive, though your soul has already begun to recognize them. An energetic movement is happening behind the scenes of your life. Archangel Michael acts as a tireless guardian, preparing the ground for the truth to emerge without causing unnecessary trauma. This heavenly protection is woven into the very essence of your being, creating an impenetrable barrier against those who have tried to dim your light. Those who gathered in your absence and shared laughter built on a foundation of excluding you are beginning to feel the emptiness of what they have lost. They may not publicly admit it, but in the silence of their consciences, they feel a growing discomfort they cannot name. It is the echo of your absence, and the reflection of the authenticity they rejected and now miss more than they expected. Their nights are no longer peaceful as the weight of their choices against you manifests as spiritual discomfort that finds no relief. You, who bore the burden of betrayal with silent grace, absorbed pain without bitterness, and kept your heart open despite hurt, are being elevated to a new frequency. This elevation is not just emotional or mental. It is a profound energetic transformation that repositions you on life's board. What once seemed like disadvantages, your sensitivity, your ability to love unreservedly, and your tendency to see the best in people, are now revealing themselves as your greatest strengths. The person who hurt you the most is beginning to experience something they never expected: visceral regret, not from superficial guilt but from the deep recognition of having lost something precious and irreplaceable. This regret does not come as an external punishment, but as a natural consequence of the energy they chose to cultivate. The emptiness they feel cannot be filled by any of the superficial connections they made at your expense. Your healing journey has not followed a linear or predictable path. There were times when you questioned your own sanity, wondering if you were imagining things or being overly sensitive, and if you should accept crumbs of affection as if they were full banquets. However, your soul never settled for less than what it deserved. It was this inner resistance that allowed Archangel Michael to work through you, strengthening your resolve and preparing you for this moment of revelation. The loneliness you faced recently was not abandonment. It was a sacred sanctuary where your true identity could emerge without the distortions imposed by people who could not see your light. In this spiritual refuge, you rediscovered parts of yourself that had been overshadowed by your need to adapt to others' expectations. Now, free from these pressures, your authenticity shines with an intensity that cannot be ignored or diminished. At this crucial moment, I ask you to write this powerful statement in the comments. I now activate my spiritual protection shield. In this simple yet profound act strengthens your connection with celestial forces and seals your protection against energetic sabotage. The time for explanations and justifications is over. You no longer need to prove your worth to those who refuse to recognize it. Nor do you need to dim your light so that others can feel comfortable in your shadow. Your transformation is so evident that even those who tried to ignore you are beginning to notice the change in your energy, the way you carry yourself, and the peace emanating from you. If this message touches your heart deeply, and you feel that these words were written especially for you at this moment, please consider supporting this mission by clicking "Thank you." Your kind gesture allows us to continue sharing these spiritual revelations with people who, like you, deserve to know the truth about their inner power and divine protection. The energy you cultivate is now so clear that those accustomed to manipulative and dishonest relationships can no longer approach you without feeling uncomfortable. Your presence has become a mirror, reflecting the inauthenticity of others, and many would rather walk away than face what the mirror reveals about themselves. Continue with me on this journey of discovery. What follows will reveal how your angelic protection defends you and paves the way for true connections and genuine love to enter your life at the perfect divine moment. The silence you have carried for so long was not weakness. It was spiritual wisdom in action. While others shouted their partial truths and constructed convenient narratives, you chose the path of careful observation and divine patience. This choice, which often seemed too costly, is now being rewarded in ways that exceed all human expectations. Archangel Michael recognizes your silent virtue and transforms it into an inexhaustible source of spiritual power. The tears you shed in secret, far from prying and judgmental eyes, have been collected by angels as precious pearls. Each carries the purity of a heart that chose to love genuinely, even when that love was unrequited or betrayed. These tears have now been transformed into protective crystals surrounding your soul and creating a luminous barrier that prevents destructive energies from penetrating your energy field. This transformation is not only internal, it is also manifesting in visible ways that are beginning to attract attention. Your posture has changed, your gaze has new depth, and your words have different weight. Even strangers are beginning to notice something special about your presence, a light they cannot define, yet find irresistible. This is no coincidence, but the direct result of your spiritual elevation. Those who betrayed you are beginning to experience what mystics call the return of the mirror. The energies they directed against you, envy disguised as concern, falsehoods masked as friendship, and betrayal wrapped in sweet words, are returning to them, multiplied. It is not a curse you sent, but rather a natural law of the universe that does not allow injustice to remain without consequence indefinitely. The loneliness you faced, painful as it was, served as a spiritual laboratory where your essence could be refined and purified. Far from toxic influences and vampiric energies, you rediscovered your original strength, the strength that existed before the expectations of others shaped you. This strength is neither aggressive nor vengeful. It is serene and unshakable, like a mountain that stands firm regardless of surrounding storms. The approaching revelation will not be dramatic or explosive. It will be like dawn, gradual but inevitable, bringing clarity to places shrouded in darkness. The truth about the intentions of those who hurt you will naturally emerge through the situations, words, and choices they created when they thought no one was watching. Your intuition, so often questioned and invalidated by others, now functions with almost prophetic accuracy. You can sense changes before they manifest physically, perceive intentions before they become actions, and recognize falsehoods before they are fully revealed. This is a special gift from Archangel Michael that strengthens your discernment and serves as a form of future protection. To further activate this intuitive protection, write in the comments, "My energy is sacred, and no evil has power over me." This affirmation will create a force field around you that will automatically repel any attempt at manipulation or energetic attack. The person who betrayed you the most is experiencing something they did not expect: the impossibility of finding genuine peace in their choices. No matter how hard they try to convince themselves that they made the right decision or how much validation they seek from others, a constant uneasiness remains in their heart. It is the voice of conscience echoing the magnitude of what was lost when they chose betrayal over loyalty. You no longer need to diminish yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for your greatness. You no longer need to settle for crumbs of affection when you deserve a banquet of true love. You no longer need to explain or justify your sensitivity, a virtue of yours. The time to adapt to the limitations of others is over. Now is the time to expand and occupy all the space your light naturally fills. True connections are forming, with people who recognize your authenticity without you having to prove it, and celebrate your light without trying to diminish it. These souls are being magnetically drawn to you through the new frequency you are emanating. Your journey continues to unfold with ever deeper revelations about your personal power and spiritual mission. What you experienced was not just personal betrayal. It was an energetic violation that touched the deepest levels of your soul. When someone we trust completely deliberately hurts us, it creates a tear in the spiritual fabric that connects us to the world. However, Archangel Michael has transformed this tear into a gateway to higher dimensions of consciousness and protection. What should have destroyed you has instead reconstructed you on a much higher level. The betrayal you suffered did not happen by chance or because of your weakness. It happened because your light was so intense that it awakened the unhealed shadows of those around you. Rather than using your presence as inspiration to grow, they tried to diminish you to make themselves feel bigger. This dynamic is as old as humanity, but it does not diminish the real pain you felt when you discovered that your loved ones hurt you the most. During the darkest period of this experience, when the nights seemed endless and the days dragged on without meaning, something extraordinary was happening on invisible planes. Legions of angels were assigned to protect you, creating an energetic shield around you that prevented the betrayal from causing irreparable damage to your spirit. You may not have consciously felt this protection, but it was there every second, preserving your sanity and your ability to love. The person who betrayed you is now facing what the wise call the emptiness of wrong choice. No matter how convincing their narrative is to justify their actions, or how many people superficially support them, a deeper truth remains. The soul recognizes when it has committed a grave error against another soul. This awareness manifests as constant restlessness and discomfort that cannot be medicated or distracted away. Your journey through pain has not been in vain. Every tear, every sleepless night, and every moment of questioning your own worth has forged in you a deeper compassion and wisdom that cannot be gained through books or theoretical teachings. Because you have experienced betrayal firsthand, you can now recognize and support others going through the same thing. The period of isolation you experienced was not abandonment, it was incubation. Like a caterpillar that needs to retreat into its cocoon to transform into a butterfly, you needed to withdraw from the outside world so the inner metamorphosis could occur without interference. Now, having emerged from this transformation, you carry invisible wings that allow you to soar above the turbulence that once brought you down. Write this empowering statement in the comments. Where light dwells, no shadow remains. This statement strengthens your current protection and energetically programs your future to attract situations and people aligned with your new, higher frequency. The revelation that is coming will be about more than just the betrayal you suffered. It will also be about the spiritual purpose behind this entire experience. You will discover that you were chosen to undergo this trial, not as a punishment, but as preparation for a greater mission that requires the wisdom only gained from transforming pain into love. Archangel Michael does not allow his protege to suffer without purpose. If you feel that these words are meant specifically for your current moment in life and are touching your heart deeply, please consider supporting this mission by clicking "Thank you." Your kind gesture allows us to continue sharing these healing and awakening messages with people who, like you, need to know that they are not alone in their spiritual battles. The most powerful thing about all this is that you have not become bitter. Despite all the pain and injustice and moments when you questioned whether it was worth continuing to believe in love, you kept your heart open. This is a spiritual victory of epic proportions, recognized and celebrated in all heavenly dimensions. You have overcome the temptation to become like those who hurt you. Your energy now carries a unique signature, a frequency that automatically attracts healing situations, authentic people, and growth opportunities. Those who tried to dim your light can no longer come near you without feeling uncomfortable because your high vibration naturally detects inauthenticity. This is not arrogance, but divine protection in action. What follows will reveal how your personal transformation connects to a larger plan of collective healing, and how your experience becomes a beacon of hope for others, still navigating their own storms of betrayal and disillusionment. The healing taking place within you transcends the individual and connects with a larger movement of spiritual awakening sweeping the planet. You were not randomly chosen to experience betrayal and transformation. Even before you incarnated, your soul volunteered for this process, knowing the wisdom gained through this journey would be crucial for your evolution and to help others facing similar challenges. Archangel Michael works through seemingly destructive experiences to create indestructible foundations. The betrayal you suffered was like an earthquake that knocked down the fragile, illusory structures in your life, but left the solid rock of your true essence intact. Building on this authentic foundation, you are becoming stronger, wiser, and more compassionate than before. The person who betrayed you is discovering that happiness built on the pain of others has no lasting foundation. The connections they formed at your expense are beginning to reveal their superficiality. The laughter shared in your absence sounds hollow and forced. The sense of victory they initially felt is gradually turning into recognition of an irreparable loss. During the most difficult moments of your journey, when it seemed like the whole world had turned against you, your faith was tested in unimaginable ways. There were nights when you questioned divine justice, moments when you wondered if your prayers were being heard, and moments when despair nearly overtook your heart. But you kept going, step by step, breath by breath, and your persistence was recorded in the heavenly annals as an extraordinary demonstration of spiritual strength. Though painful, the loneliness you faced served as a period of spiritual gestation. Just as a seed must be buried in darkness to germinate, you had to pass through the dark valley of betrayal for a new version of yourself to be born. This new version is stronger and qualitatively different, operating on a frequency that attracts constant angelic protection. Your intuition now functions as a highly sensitive spiritual radar, able to detect hidden intentions and disguised energies long before they can cause harm. You have developed the ability to see through social masks and perceive people's genuine authenticity. This invaluable gift will protect you from future betrayals and guide you toward nourishing relationships. To further strengthen this intuitive protection, write in the comments, "I am guided, protected, and empowered by the angels of goodness." This affirmation establishes a direct connection between your consciousness and the heavenly forces that are always working on your behalf. The process of revelation unfolds in an unpredictable way. It may come through a casual conversation that reveals unexpected information, an accidental discovery that illuminates previously hidden patterns, or a sudden intuition that connects seemingly unrelated dots. The important thing is that, when it arrives, you will immediately recognize the truth, not with shock but with the serenity of someone who has always known deep down that something was not right. The betrayal you suffered was not a reflection of your worth or your ability to love. Rather, it was a reflection of the limitations and unhealed wounds of those who chose to hurt you. People of integrity do not betray others, regardless of the circumstances. Those who carry their own light do not dim the light of others. What happened to you says much more about your betrayers than it does about you. Your healing journey also included learning to forgive yourself for the times when your intuition warned you, but you chose to ignore it. You have grown by accepting that genuine love makes us vulnerable, and that vulnerability is not a weakness, but an expression of our purest humanity. You have learned to honor your loving nature without blaming yourself for those who chose to abuse it. Archangel Michael is preparing significant changes in your life, moves that will permanently remove you from toxic energies and bring you closer to people and situations that recognize and honor your light. These changes may initially seem challenging because they involve leaving the familiar behind, even when the familiar was harmful. Trust the process, though, because each step will take you toward a life more aligned with your true essence. The strength you have developed through this experience serves not only your own protection, but also to guide others through stormy seas. Your story of transformation will serve as a living testament that it's possible to emerge from betrayal not only intact, but also spiritually enriched and expanded. Continue to follow this revelation, for what is to come will reveal how your personal experience is connected to a larger plan of planetary healing. What you are experiencing is part of a much larger spiritual phenomenon happening on a global scale. Millions of people are undergoing similar processes of purification through pain, dissolving relationships based on illusions, to make way for authentically sacred connections. You are part of a generation of courageous souls who have volunteered to break ancestral patterns of betrayal and falsehood. You are creating a new paradigm of relationships based on truth and transparency. Archangel Michael chooses his warriors of light not for their absence of battles, but for how they emerge from them. Your journey through betrayal has been intensive training in spiritual discernment, deep compassion, and unshakable inner strength. Every tear shed was a form of purification, every painful night was an initiation, and every moment of doubt was an opportunity to strengthen your faith in ways that prosperity never could. The person who betrayed you is beginning to experience something that cannot be avoided: confrontation with their own conscience. No matter how many mental justifications they create, or how much support they receive, a deeper truth constantly resonates within them. The soul recognizes when it has committed a grave injustice, and this awareness manifests as a restlessness that cannot be permanently medicated or distracted. Your ability to maintain compassion, even in the face of betrayal, is an extraordinarily rare quality that marks the most evolved souls. You have not allowed yourself to be consumed by anger or the desire for revenge. Instead, you have chosen the more difficult but infinitely more powerful path of transforming pain into wisdom. This choice has not gone unnoticed by celestial forces, which are now working to bring about divine justice in your life. During the darkest periods of your life, when loneliness seemed endless and hope was a distant memory, you were being forged in the sacred fire of spiritual transmutation. Like gold, which must be refined at high temperatures to reveal its true brilliance, your soul has undergone a purification process that removed impurities not belonging to your original essence. The approaching revelation will expose the betrayal you suffered and clearly demonstrate how your integrity and authenticity contrast with the falsehoods of those who hurt you. This contrast will be so evident that even those who initially questioned your account will see the truth clearly. To seal your protection during this period of revelations, write in the comments, "The light that guides me is stronger than any darkness." This affirmation strengthens your connection with angelic forces and programs your energy to attract situations that confirm your inner strength. Your isolation has served as a period of spiritual hibernation, where profound changes could take place, free from external influences that could have interfered with the process. During this time, you have developed a closer connection with your inner wisdom and learned to trust your intuition more than before. If this message deeply resonates with your current experience and you feel that these words were written specifically for your life's journey, consider supporting this collective healing mission by clicking "Thank you." Your gesture will allow us to continue reaching people who, like you, need to know that their painful experiences have purpose and that their healing journeys are sacred. The betrayal you suffered has also served as a deep energetic cleansing, removing people and situations from your life that were not aligned with your highest good. Though painful at the time, this process has made room for nourishing connections to enter your life. Archangel Michael does not remove anything from our lives without replacing it with something better. Your sensitivity, which may have been criticized or seen as a vulnerability, is revealing itself as one of your greatest strengths. Your ability to feel deeply, perceive emotional nuances others miss, and connect empathically with others' suffering is a special gift. It enables you to be a channel of healing for those going through similar experiences. What is emerging in you is not just personal healing, but also a greater purpose: to serve as a beacon of hope for those who are still lost in the maze of betrayal and disillusionment. Your story will serve as a testament that not only is it possible to survive betrayal, but also to use that experience as a catalyst for extraordinary spiritual growth. The changes in your life will be so evident that even skeptics will acknowledge your special protection. The final moment of this revelation has arrived, bringing confirmation of what your soul has always known. You have never been alone, even during the darkest moments of betrayal. Archangel Michael has been your tireless guardian, protecting you from greater harm and secretly orchestrating events that will lead to your complete liberation and spiritual ascension. The justice manifesting in your life is not human vengeance, but cosmic restoration. The universe has unbreakable laws that ensure all energy sent out returns to its sender, multiplied. Those who sowed betrayal in your life are now reaping the bitter fruits of their choices, not because of divine malice, but as a natural consequence of the energy they cultivated. Meanwhile, you, who maintained your integrity even under extreme pressure, are receiving multiplied blessings. The person who betrayed you most deeply is discovering that genuine peace cannot be found in relationships built on lies and exclusion. No matter how hard they try to create a narrative that justifies their actions, an inescapable truth echoes in their conscience. They lost something precious when they chose betrayal over loyalty. This awareness manifests as a persistent melancholy that no external distraction can cure. Your journey through the dark valley of betrayal has not been in vain. Every pain has been transformed into wisdom, every tear into compassion, and every moment of loneliness into a deeper connection with the divine. You have emerged from this experience not as a victim, but as a spiritual victor bearing scars that are badges of honor, recognized by angels. The complete revelation that is coming will bring the validation your soul has longed for, and the understanding that everything was part of a greater plan for your spiritual evolution. You will discover that you have been protected in unimaginable ways, and that doors have been closed to prevent you from heading down paths that would not lead to your highest good. To seal this moment of complete spiritual liberation, write in the comments, "I am protected by invisible forces working in my favor." This affirmation marks the end of a painful cycle and the beginning of a golden age in your life, where angelic protection will manifest in increasingly evident and miraculous ways. The isolation you have experienced is ending naturally and organically. Authentic, loving people will be magnetically drawn to your new, higher frequency. You will notice that casual conversations become meaningful connections, and that random encounters reveal your ability to bring comfort and healing to others facing their own battles, simply by being present. Your story of transformation will inspire countless people in similar situations. This will happen not because you will preach about your experience, but because your presence will radiate the peace and strength that can only come from someone who has gone through adversity and emerged stronger. Archangel Michael is preparing significant changes in your life, so much so that people who have known you for a long time will comment on your transformation. Your energy, your presence, and your stance in the world will all carry the unmistakable signature of someone under special heavenly protection. The betrayal that once seemed to be the end of something important in your life has revealed itself to be the beginning of something infinitely greater and more precious. You have not only regained your strength, you have also discovered reserves of inner power you didn't know you had. You have healed your wounds and developed the ability to heal others through your compassionate presence. While those who betrayed you face the natural consequences of their choices, you will soar toward golden horizons you never dared to dream of before. Your life will be a testament to the fact that integrity always prevails. Genuine love is never wasted, and those who choose the light always find their way home. This is your time for complete rebirth. You will not be the same person you were before the betrayal. You will be a higher, wiser, and more compassionate version of yourself, having emerged from the other side of the storm. Archangel Michael has sealed his protection over you, validated your journey, and opened the doors to a future in which you will not only survive, but also thrive in ways that honor all the pain you have transformed into power. If this journey of revelation has touched your heart, and you feel gratitude for finding these words at the exact moment you needed them, I invite you to join our special community by subscribing to this channel. It's more than a subscription. It's a gesture of recognition that you are part of a spiritual family that understands the value of transformation through love. Share your story of overcoming adversity in the comments. Tell us how this message has impacted your life. Share what you have learned about your inner strength with our loving community. Your experience may be exactly what another soul needs to find courage on their own journey. Together, we create a network of light that illuminates the path for all those still navigating their storms toward complete healing.